Ecology from Buddhist Perspective.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Geshe Celon, and I am the lecturer of Dalai Lama Institute of Higher Education, and I teach Buddhist epistemologies and psychologies in my classroom. So today I'm going to speak about the ecology from Buddhist perspective. So it is very true that when Buddha came into this planet, there was no global warming, there was no climate change, there was no environmental issue. So when we speak connection between the ecology and Buddhist perspective, I think we must first begin with the Buddha's own life story. So if you look at the Buddha's own life story, in the beginning that you can see that Buddha was born under the Bodhi tree at Lumbini Gardens, not in the palace, not in the cave. And if you look at the middle of Buddha's life, and you can see again that Buddha, he has reached his final stage of enlightenment under the Bodhi tree at Bodh Gaya in Bihar, not in the palace, not in the cave. Then if you look at the end of Buddha's life, then you can see again that Buddha passed away as a parinirvana, at the Kushinagar in Uttar Pradesh, not in the palace, not in the cave. So if you look at the Buddha's entire life, then you can see that Buddha has spent most of his life under the Bodhi tree, at the garden, in the forest, in the open space. So that means that Buddha likes greenies, Buddha likes natures, Buddha likes open space. So today you can see a green party across the globe, So today, if Buddha was alive, I think that he will definitely support to this party, or he may join to this party. And according to the Buddhist Vinaya scriptures, Buddha has advised for the monks that monks are prohibited not to stay in a single place permanently. They have to change their place from one place to the another place. When monks, they are shifting from one place to the another place, at that time monks, they have to give the full instruction to the monks who are the newcomer. So they have to give the full instructions how to take care of the environment that they have planted around. So this is the indication of taking care of the environment that Buddha has advised for the monks. So if you look at the rainy seasons, monks they are doing the practice of summer retreat. And if you look at the summer retreat, Buddha has created 6 kind of perceptions. Among them, the 3 perceptions which is related to do the practice of protecting environment and nurturing the environment. So first, perception is Buddha has said to the monks that monks are prohibited when they are passing through the farmland, they should not cut off the field. The second perception is that monks, they are not allowed to cut the living things. So they are not allowed to cut the trees, leaves, and plants, And third one is, Buddha has advised that monks are prohibited to take the earth, without any necessary. So these are the perceptions that Buddha has created for the monks to nurturing the environment, to do the practice of protecting, environment. So if we look at the Buddhist, Buddhist perspective, then you can see that, Buddha has taught that everything is interconnected. Buddha has taught the concept of interdependence. So when we speak about the concept of interdependence, then you can see there is one popular sutra which is called the Patitya Samudapata. Patitya Samudapata Sutra, Buddha has said that, if this exists, this will come to exist. Because this has arisen, this will arise. Through the influence of ignorance, the compositional processes come into the beings, So that means that everything is interconnected. Everything is depending to each other. So now, there are some Tibetan scripture, it has written that, birds, animals, trees, environments, they are all, they are all the beauty of nature. They are all the ornament of the natures. Okay, so we don't know anything about the ornament of the nature. We don't know anything about the nature and the beauty of nature. Today, we are living in a big cities. We are living in a good infrastructure. We are living in a big building. We are living in a tall building, nice building. We don't know anything about the beauty of nature. So one day, if you go to the countryside, if you spend one night there, you can see the next morning, you can see that the birds are singing sweetly early in the morning. You can take a very good, fresh air. Then you will definitely feel that you are very much part of the nature. You will definitely feel that, you are very fresh, and you will definitely feel that you are calm and you are peaceful, So when we speak about the beauty of nature, I always have a question in my mind that, what do you think that, what about the mosquitoes? What do you think that? Do you think that, mosquito is the, beauty of nature? So there is a story between the mosquitoes and His Holiness the Dalai Lama. His Holiness the Dalai Lama, one time he visited to the Oxford University and he was interacting with the scientist and he was interacting with the great professor at the university. At that time he was, he openly and publicly asked, he asked that, he said that, sometimes when he feels, happy, when he is in good mood, when he is aware of there is no malaria epidemic, around this place, then sometimes he donates his blood to the mosquitoes, And he has noticed that, mosquitoes, they are enjoying the blood and they are dropping some bubbles on the surface of the skin, then they just fly away. So he noticed that, mosquitoes, they are not able to show the sense of appreciation, of others' good thing. So this is what His Holiness Dalai Lama asked that, is there anybody who can give the answer that in the brain size, which level has an ability to show the sense of appreciation? There was no scientist who was able to give the answer of his question, So when we speak about the concept of interdependence, that means, there is a balance between we human beings and animals, trees, birds, There is a bonding between us. So today, we are disturbing this balance and we are destroying this bonding. Today, we human beings, we are killing the animals and we are eating the animals. And let me give you an example, there are so many species, their population is under the threat of extinction. Recently, I watched the documentary, it is the BBC documentary, it has shown about the tiger. The tiger population across the globe is over only the 3,000s, only the 3,000s. So the tiger population is under the danger of extinction. In terms of killing animals, in terms of eating meat, Buddha did not talk much about the restriction. Buddha did not talk much restrictions about taking the meat. Especially Buddha did not advise for the monks. Monks are not allowed to take the meat, because not only at the Buddha's lifetime, even today, if you go to the Theravada countries such as Burma, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, you can see that monks they don't have a private kitchen. They are not arranging the food by themselves. They are going for alms, they are going to beg the foods. So monks, they are not in the position to demand that I want this food and I want that food. Monks are not positioned to demand I want this food and that food. This is their practice, and the purpose of this practice is to reduce their attachment towards foods and shelter. Okay, so when we speak about the taking meat, so Buddha did not give so much restrictions toward the meats when he was in India, because India has a strong tradition to do the practice of vegetarians. Not only at the Buddha's lifetime, even today. I give you an example that a couple of years ago, in 2018, there was one Hindu great festival called the Mahakumbh Mela. It was hosted in Allahabad, and 120 million Hindu pilgrims, they have gathered on the bank of river Ganga. 120 million people. Can you imagine? We Tibetan only have 6 million people. So 120 million Hindu pilgrims, they have gathered there. They are, they are highly and strictly enjoying the practice of vegetarian. So therefore, it has reported that there was no single life of animal was killed and harmed. So this is fascinating. His Holiness Dalai Lama always asking to Tibetan that we must learn this from Indian tradition. So as a follower of the Buddha, as the Buddhist practitioner, I would like to suggest you that when you are doing the pilgrimage, pilgrimage to the Buddhist holy sites, or when you are attending to His Holiness the Dalai Lama's teaching, it would be nice if you can do the practice of vegetarian. So Buddha did not talk much about the restrictions toward the meats when he was in India, but Buddha have gave some restrictions to the certain type of meat which is called the miksha in Tibetan term. Miksha, here miksha means the meat that is specially killed for you. So monks are not allowed to accept that kind of meat which is specially killed for you. And he has mentioned that thopa. Thopa means suspicious. Even monks, they feel a small suspicious that that particular meat is specially killed for you, then you are not allowed to accept that meat. Then when Buddha visited to the Sri Lanka, Buddha visited to the Lanka, at that time he has noticed that people of Lanka, they are enjoying meat too much. They are enjoying non-vegetarian too much. Then Buddha has said, when he was addressing to the public, at that time Buddha said that if you are my follower, you should not accept any kind of meat. This is what Buddha has said. So there is a beautiful writing. There is a beautiful writing. It has written by one of the Tibetan scholar. His name is Geshe Celon, and his textbooks is called the Lojong Tsikema, the 8 verses on mind training. in that, textbooks, in a second verse, he has said that Kanto Suddha Dobese Danyikun Mentashin. That means, when you are interacting, whoever you are interacting to another, you must feel yourself as the lowest among them. You should not feel that you are as a superior. If you feel that you are superior, then you are not able to develop the sense of respect towards others and sense of respect toward the environment. So you have to view yourself as the lowest. If you feel that, then you would able to develop the sense of respect to the peoples and sense of respect towards the environment. This is what he has said. Thank you.